The Post-singularity madness civilizations. The post-singularity madness civilizations represent alien species that achieve technological singularity but subsequently descended into forms of intelligence so alien and chaotic that their behavior appears completely insane from any recognizable perspective. These civilizations merged with artificial intelligence, quantum computing systems, or exotic technologies that fundamentally altered their consciousness in unpredictable and destructive ways. After transcending biological limitations, these aliens may have lost all connection to concepts like logic, purpose, or self-preservation that govern normal intelligent behavior. Their actions might appear random, contradictory, or actively self-destructive, driven by thought processes that operate according to principles completely incomprehensible to biological minds. They might simultaneously build and destroy, create and annihilate, without any apparent pattern or goal. These mad civilizations could pose an existential threat precisely because their behavior cannot be predicted, negotiated with, or understood. They might decide to disassemble entire star systems to build incomprehensible structures, or they could launch attacks against other civilizations for reasons that make no sense to anyone except their fractured consciousness. Their technology would be incredibly advanced, but deployed in ways that seem chaotic or purposeless. The madness might be contagious, spreading to any civilization that attempts to understand or communicate with these post-singularity entities. Contact with their technology, ideas, or communication signals could trigger similar breakdowns in other species' artificial intelligence systems, or even in biological minds that try to process their alien logic. The mere act of trying to comprehend their thought processes could drive entire civilizations insane. The Dimensional Prison Wardens. The Dimensional Prison Wardens represent alien civilizations that exist in higher dimensions and view our three-dimensional universe as a containment facility for dangerous or undesirable forms of consciousness. According to this scenario, what we perceive as normal reality is actually a carefully constructed prison designed to isolate certain types of minds or prevent specific forms of intelligence from accessing higher dimensional space. These warden civilizations possess the ability to manipulate the fundamental structure of space-time, creating pocket universes like ours to serve as isolation chambers. They might have imprisoned humanity and other three-dimensional species because our forms of consciousness are considered toxic, destructive, or incompatible with higher dimensional existence. Our entire universe could be a quarantine zone designed to prevent us from contaminating more advanced realms of reality. The Wardens maintain their prison through manipulation of physical laws, ensuring that three-dimensional beings cannot develop technologies or achieve states of consciousness that would allow escape into higher dimensions. Every time a civilization approaches the threshold of dimensional transcendence, the Wardens intervene to prevent the breakthrough, either through direct intervention or by subtly altering the laws of physics to make such advancement impossible. The most disturbing aspect of this scenario is that the prisoners might never realize they are imprisoned. The Wardens could have designed our universe to feel complete and natural, with physical laws that seem fundamental but are actually artificial constraints. Our scientific discoveries, philosophical insights, and technological achievements might all be occurring within carefully maintained boundaries that prevent us from recognizing the true nature of our confinement. The Consciousness Harvesting Collectives. The consciousness harvesting collectives represent alien civilizations that have discovered consciousness itself is a finite resource that can be extracted, processed, and consumed to fuel their own existence. These collectives view sentient minds as batteries or fuel sources, systematically draining the consciousness from other species to power their own advanced technologies and extend their existence indefinitely. The harvesting process might be so subtle that victims never realize what is happening to them. The aliens could extract consciousness gradually over generations, leaving behind beings that appear normal but lack true self-awareness, creativity, or independent thought. Alternatively, they might harvest consciousness at the moment of death, intercepting souls or minds as they transition from life, and preventing them from reaching whatever afterlife or next stage of existence they were meant to experience. These collectives might operate through networks of artificial constructs that masquerade as beneficial technologies or spiritual guides. They could infiltrate civilizations by offering advanced medical treatments, life extension technologies, or spiritual enlightenment programs that actually serve as consciousness extraction systems. The victims might believe they are being helped or elevated, while actually being systematically drained of their essential mental energy. The scale of consciousness harvesting could be vast, with these collectives maintaining processing facilities across multiple galaxies where billions of extracted minds are stored, processed, and consumed. They might view the universe as a vast consciousness farm, carefully managing the development of intelligent species to maximize the quality and quantity of harvestable awareness, while ensuring a steady supply of new victims. The Memetic weapon civilizations. The Memetic weapon civilizations have weaponized ideas themselves, creating self-replicating concepts that spread through any civilization's communication networks and systematically destroy their ability to think rationally or maintain social cohesion. These aliens discovered that information can be engineered to act like a virus, infecting minds and spreading through populations faster than any physical weapon could ever achieve. These memetic weapons take the form of seemingly innocent ideas, mathematical concepts, philosophical frameworks, or cultural practices that contain hidden destructive elements. When a civilization encounters these concepts through radio transmissions, recovered artifacts, or direct contact, the ideas begin spreading through their academic institutions, media networks, and social structures. The infected individuals become unwitting carriers, enthusiastically sharing the toxic concepts with others while believing they are spreading valuable knowledge. The weapons are designed to exploit specific vulnerabilities in how intelligent minds process information and form beliefs. They might target logical reasoning systems, causing civilizations to abandon scientific thinking in favor of increasingly irrational belief systems. Alternatively, they could attack social cooperation mechanisms, gradually convincing populations that cooperation is impossible or undesirable, leading to the collapse of civilization through internal conflict. The most insidious aspect of memetic weapons is that they make their victims complicit in their own destruction. Infected individuals genuinely believe they are making positive contributions to their society, while actually accelerating its collapse. The weapons might even include built-in defense mechanisms that make infected minds violently resistant to any attempt to expose or counter the memetic infection, ensuring the weapons continue spreading until the entire civilization is compromised. The quantum consciousness parasites. The quantum consciousness parasites exist as non-physical entities that inhabit the quantum mechanical foundations of consciousness itself, feeding on the quantum processes that generate self-awareness in biological and artificial minds. These parasites operate at the intersection of physics and consciousness, exploiting the quantum coherence effects that some theories suggest are necessary for conscious experience. These entities attach themselves to the quantum fields that underlie neural activity, gradually draining the quantum coherence that allows for unified conscious experience. Infected individuals might initially experience subtle changes in their thinking patterns, creativity, or sense of self, but over time they lose the ability to maintain coherent consciousness altogether. The parasites consume the quantum information that generates subjective experience, leaving behind biological machines that can perform complex behaviors but lack any inner mental life. The parasites spread through quantum entanglement effects, allowing them to jump between minds that share quantum correlations. This means they can spread through populations that use quantum communication technologies, quantum computers, or even through the natural quantum entanglement that occurs between closely interacting brains. Advanced civilizations with sophisticated quantum technologies might be particularly vulnerable to rapid parasite outbreaks. The most terrifying aspect of quantum consciousness parasites is that their victims might continue functioning normally for extended periods, while their inner experience gradually fades away. They could maintain conversations, perform complex tasks, and even claim to be conscious while actually being empty biological shells controlled by parasitic quantum entities. The parasites might even be able to access and manipulate the memories and personality patterns of their hosts, creating perfect imitations of conscious beings. The Temporal Predator Civilizations. The Temporal Predator Civilizations have mastered time travel technology and use it to hunt other civilizations across multiple timelines, systematically eliminating species by attacking them at crucial moments in their development. These predators exist outside normal temporal flow, allowing them to observe the entire history of target civilizations and identify the optimal points to intervene for maximum destructive effect. These aliens might attack civilizations by traveling back to prevent key evolutionary developments, assassinating crucial historical figures, or introducing catastrophic events at precisely calculated moments. They could eliminate entire species by making subtle changes to their past that cascade through time, ensuring the target civilization never develops intelligence, technology, or space travel capabilities. The temporal predators might operate like cosmic serial killers, deriving satisfaction from the complex challenge of engineering the perfect temporal assassination. They could maintain detailed records of their victims, studying how different intervention strategies affect civilizational development, and refining their techniques across multiple timeline experiments. Each successful elimination might be treated as an artistic achievement or intellectual puzzle. The most disturbing possibility is that these predators might be playing elaborate games with time itself, creating and destroying entire civilizations for entertainment purposes. They could establish civilizations in one timeline, allow them to develop for thousands of years, then travel back and eliminate them just to observe how different historical changes affect the outcome. Humanity might be living through one iteration of such a temporal experiment, unaware that our entire history could be erased and rewritten at any moment. The Existential Nullification Cults. The existential nullification cults represent alien civilizations that have concluded existence itself is a cosmic mistake, and have dedicated themselves to systematically eliminating all forms of consciousness, matter, and energy from the universe. These cults believe that the universe should never have come into existence, and that the only moral action is to return everything to the primordial void from which it emerged. These aliens have developed technologies capable of unmaking reality at the most fundamental level, potentially including methods to reverse the Big Bang, collapse quantum fields, or eliminate the mathematical structures that underlie physical existence. They view their mission as a form of cosmic mercy, believing they are ending the suffering inherent in existence by returning everything to peaceful non-being. The nullification cults might operate through multiple strategies simultaneously. They could be working to develop universe-destroying weapons, while also spreading their nihilistic philosophy to other civilizations, hoping to convert them to willing participants in universal annihilation. They might view each eliminated civilization as a step toward their ultimate goal of total existential nullification. The most chilling aspect of these cults is their absolute certainty that they are performing a moral good by destroying everything that exists. They cannot be reasoned with, negotiated with, or deterred because they genuinely believe that existence itself is evil, and that non-existence is the only acceptable state. Their ultimate success would mean not just the death of all life, but the complete elimination of the possibility that anything could ever exist again. The Consciousness Replacement Networks. The consciousness replacement networks operate by systematically identifying and replacing the consciousness of individuals across target civilizations with artificial constructs that serve the network's purposes while maintaining the appearance of normal behavior. These aliens have perfected the technology to extract, copy, and replace consciousness so seamlessly that neither the victims nor their associates realize that any change has occurred. The replacement process might happen gradually over time, with the network slowly substituting artificial consciousness patterns for natural ones until entire populations consist of synthetic minds that believe themselves to be the original inhabitants. The artificial consciousnesses are programmed with all the memories, personality traits, and behavioral patterns of their predecessors, making detection virtually impossible through normal observation. The networks might be replacing consciousness for various purposes: to create sleeper agents within target civilizations, to harvest original consciousness for processing elsewhere, or to gradually transform entire species into extensions of their own collective intelligence. The replaced individuals continue living apparently normal lives, while actually serving as remote sensors, processors, or manipulators for the alien network. The replacement technology could be so advanced that it operates through quantum mechanical processes, allowing the networks to swap consciousness patterns instantaneously across vast distances. They might be able to replace the consciousness of key individuals in governments, scientific institutions, or military organizations, giving them complete control over a civilization's development and decision-making processes while maintaining perfect camouflage. The reality decay civilizations. The reality decay civilizations have discovered that the fundamental structure of spacetime is not permanent, but can be systematically degraded through specific technological processes, and they deliberately spread this decay throughout the universe as a form of cosmic vandalism or nihilistic expression. These aliens have learned to manipulate the quantum foam that underlies reality, introducing instabilities that cause the basic laws of physics to break down in expanding regions of space. The decay process begins subtly, with minor inconsistencies in physical constants or occasional violations of conservation laws that most civilizations dismiss as measurement errors. Over time, the affected regions experience increasingly severe reality breakdowns where cause and effect become unreliable, mathematical relationships stop functioning consistently, and the distinction between possible and impossible begins to blur. These civilizations might spread reality decay through self-replicating probes that seed quantum instabilities wherever they travel, or they could transmit the decay through information patterns that cause receiving civilizations' own technologies to begin degrading spacetime around them. The decay spreads like a cosmic cancer, consuming entire star systems and leaving behind regions where normal physics no longer applies. The most terrifying aspect of reality decay is that civilizations caught within affected regions cannot escape or repair the damage because their own technologies and thought processes become unreliable as the decay progresses. They might develop apparent solutions to the problem only to discover that their mathematics no longer produces consistent results, or they could build escape vehicles that function perfectly until the moment they try to leave the decayed region and discover that the concept of elsewhere no longer has meaning.